All right, let's get into it. It is Monday, June 15th. We are, believe it or not, in Washington. Our kids are just getting out of school right now. So most of you have already had end of school season, graduation season. That stuff's already come and gone. It's just happening here now. So kick off a summer season for us now, which is really nice. So we're looking forward to it. Also, just on a personal note, my mom's been here visiting the last couple of days. Really good to see her. I like taking time with family, and hopefully everyone else is getting to see some family this summer. We'll see her again later on this summer, but we try to see family as much as possible throughout the year because we live out here in Washington and most of our family lives elsewhere in the country. So hopefully everybody else is making the most of their summer if you're already on summer break with your kids, if you have kids. For everyone else, this is busy time, right? So Anthony, how are things going for you, man? I know you had a vacation a while back, but how are things going now with summer in full swing?
As soon as I got back, I hit the ground and didn't stop for 2 weeks, doing 4 to 6 houses a day for 2 weeks straight.
Wow.
And now that my assistant came back from vacation, this week looks okay, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to get filled again tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, I think it will too. So that's good, man. I'm glad you've been super busy. It's that time of year. It should be busy. I feel like things have been going pretty well lately. There have been all these people warning that the economy is going to collapse and people are struggling. But man, as far as I see, it just keeps on trucking forward, right?
Yeah.
So it seems like it's been pretty good. There's definitely a lot of people out there who still have money to spend. Folks who in bigger houses and nicer neighborhoods and stuff, they're certainly spending still. And if you're in the cleaning business, I think it's a good time to be in that business and working for those types of customers. So I'm glad things are busy for you. Hopefully this week we'll get the rest of that schedule filled in. We've had our own cleaning business has been, I think, getting more and more leads for the last couple of weeks. We've been sending out more estimates for new customers. And I think already this week, we've already brought on a couple of new recurring customers. Is that what you said, Kelly? Maybe that was last week.
That was last week.
Yeah. But yeah, we've definitely had more demand lately too. So it's been pretty good. All right. Anything in particular that you want to talk about this week? Anything that we can help you with? We are mostly just trying to keep the leads flowing this time of year, keep the wheels on the road, and also good time to be increasing budgets if you're not already. There's a lot of demand out there. We had one client reached out to us in the last week who has been running the same budget for the last probably 8 months since last winter, right? Realized we had not increased the budget as we got into spring. We had talked about raising the budget, but we never actually pulled the trigger on it with them. And all of a sudden they're like, man, we're not getting enough calls. What's going on? Also, we noticed our credit card's not getting dinged by Google very much. Is there just not much demand this year? And no, it was literally just a matter of turning up the budget on Google, able to make the phone ring more, bring them more jobs instantly just because they raised the budget up. And they had the budget very low, pretty low, lower than most people who are running it right now. But you can spend a lot more on ads than you might believe. We have some clients right now who are spending $300 a day in a local market on Google ads, right? Google and YouTube and local services ads, $300 a day between those channels. And that's not even touching meta ads. So in a lot of cases, there's more out there. There's more demand that you can tap into if you just raise the budgets this time of year. So yeah, anything I can help with in particular? What's going on this week?
Me, personally, I am good. Leads still coming in really solid. So I'm not complaining about that. Maybe next week, whenever I have my second van going, I may call you to increase the budget.
Okay.
But so far, I'm good.
Cool. I'm glad to hear it. Peter, anything I can do to help you out? I know we're in the middle of an issue on your account and we have an update if we haven't already communicated to you, but we had some activity over the weekend.
Yep,
We don't have to go
What's
into it.
up?
Cool.
All right, sorry, I'm driving, so I got the worst audio. I'm doing it.
You're good, man. You got a rug behind you too.
Now. Oh my gosh. I'm cleaning more rugs than I am carpet right now. And we're
Rugs
not
are good.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm actually about to jump up, and I do have some questions about kind of the steps to take to open a rug spa, where we have to be as a business, what we're looking for, those reels of financing, first payment up front. So I'll be there in 5 minutes and then I'll be back on the call.
Okay.
Sorry, my audio is bad. I'm not sure if I'm cutting out.
No worries. I wish
Cool.
we had a couple of the rug experts here today to help with that.
I know.
And we may have Yeah, we may have to do another follow-up call specifically on this sometime, because we have a couple people who've done well with rugs this past year. But yeah, no, I'm happy to help with that. I'll give you time to get where you're going.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, there's a rug spa in Utah that I'm driving out to go meet them. They're killing it. So at least on social media. So I vibe with them, talking to them a little bit. So I'm going to try to set up a plan that's very copy paste of what they're doing. And then I think they might be like, what does that look like to partner with him? So who knows what that looks like?
Yeah, and we can get into this in a minute, but that if you're going to get into rugs heavily, that could be an opportunity for you to just spin up a whole new Google business profile and get started fresh with something in your area and nuke that other problem that you've been dealing with too.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Rugs all around me, and it's been a zoo.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy cleaning rugs. Like, it's just fun. It's a lot less work than carpet, pays a lot more. And I just enjoy trying to do the color stabilizing. I enjoy fixing some of that stuff. Yellowing from urine, I enjoy trying to fix. It's fun. I don't know. I like it.
We were thinking about getting back into rugs, and we bought this house cleaning business thinking maybe we'll start with the house cleaning. We'll see where it goes from there. I found out recently there's several more rug cleaners in our area by the house cleaning business than I thought. People I didn't know from back when I had a carpet cleaning business in the same area. There are more and more people getting into the rug cleaning business, but what I find with folks who are cleaning rugs is the same thing that I find with people who clean carpets, is they're usually suffering from the same issues, right? They have a good business, they have these amazing skills, they might have a nice facility to do the rugs, they have all the right stuff to do the job, but they're not doing a great job of promoting themselves. Maybe they figured out one channel really well and that's worked for them for bringing in jobs, but a lot of times they just don't have a big presence where people can find them easily. If they're searching for a rug cleaner, they don't find these companies easily. And I didn't know there were rug cleaners actually right by the house cleaning company that we run now until I was on Facebook recently, right? And I was in a Facebook group, and all of a sudden somebody asked, who's the best person for cleaning rugs? I've got 2 rugs that I need picked up and dropped off. And a bunch of rug cleaners I'd never heard of started tagging themselves in the comments. Some of them didn't even have Facebook pages, didn't even have websites. Kind of hard for customers to find you in that case, right? You're waiting for them to ask on Facebook who cleans rugs. It should be a lot easier to find somebody than that, right? They should be able to go search on Google, go search on Maps, ask Siri or Alexa or one of those other devices. And sorry if I just set off your voice thing on your phone or whatever. I'm surrounded by them right now. So yeah, no, I'm always amazed that I see people who have good businesses, a lot of skills to offer, and just missing some of those key promotion pieces. And man, it's costing folks. But if you want to get into rug cleaning, man, there's a lot of demand for that out there. Those are good customers to get in front of, great people to build a relationship with. And what I found with rug cleaning was kind of funny, because we actually got into rug cleaning after the first 2 years of cleaning carpets. I just kept getting enough rug requests that I finally gave in and said, okay, we'll do rugs. The carpet cleaning customers, I struggled to bring people back. It was hard to win repeat business with carpet cleaning, because sometimes we'd win a customer, they'd have us clean one time, and that was it. They just never call us again. I'd never hear from them. I started trying to work on that problem, sending postcards, following up with people, trying to improve my retention. But the rug customers that hired us, when we started getting into rugs, they retained much better. They had a much higher retention rate than our carpet cleaning customers. The rug customers would call us more frequently too. I'd hear from some of them every 4 months, every 6 months. They'd have us come pick up the same rugs and clean them because it was the same issues over and over, right? Pet issues. Or some of our rug customers, honestly, they were just that scheduled. I had customers, and now I kind of do this too, it's embarrassing to say, but I had customers that they're like, I have a checklist that I run my house by. And at this time of year, this is when I do the pest control. This is when I call the rug cleaner. This is when I get this done. This is when I get the pressure washing done. This is when I get the windows done. And they would run their house with a checklist. And they'd have a whole bunch of service providers that they would call at certain times of year. My rug customers, way more likely to be organized like that and to run their house like that. Maybe they just run their whole life like that. Maybe they have a business and they run it that way. I don't know. But they just seem to be really good high-end customers. They call us on repeat, same rugs over and over, high-ticket jobs. You could do them on your own schedule, pick them up and clean them during the day, at night, whenever, right? In between jobs when you have time. just such a good business. I really can't say enough good things about the rug business. Obviously, there's issues with it too. I'm lucky. I feel like we never ran into any huge issues cleaning rugs. We had maybe one rug that I really struggled with, and it was a repeat customer. And man, I hated cleaning that rug. But I never ended up buying a rug from anybody by messing it up, right? We have clients who've obviously run into mistakes like that. I think one of our clients accidentally, I don't know exactly what happened with the rug, but I remember it being more than a $20,000 mistake, that the rug was worth more than $20,000. This was a client who was, I think, working on a rug in home, right? Trying to fix it in the customer's house. But man, you can run into that kind of stuff, but no risk, no reward, right? You have to take the big risk if you want the big reward. And I think rugs are definitely, if you go get the skills, find out everything you need to know to take care of these rugs the right way, train your staff appropriately. It's such a good business to be in. I really like it. All right. Did I successfully give Peter enough time to get where he's going? If not, we can talk about something else. Kelly, why don't we talk about what's going on with the house cleaning business? We haven't done an update in a while, and we can just give a quick one, but we are 60 days into this now, almost 60 days, right? We're about to make our second monthly payment on the business. How are things going lately? I feel like it's been stabilizing, getting a little bit better. What's going on?
Yeah, I think we've got a pretty steady flow of leads coming in, and we are closing a fair number of those. So from that perspective, it's pretty good. Still continuing to have some employee and scheduling issues. So we're back hiring to see if we can balance that out a little bit and make sure we've got the best team.
Yeah. How many employees do I have in the field right now? Because I think we lost one.
Yeah, we have 5.
Okay. Yeah. 5 in the field. Mostly they're all part-time, but some of them are near full-time, right? Pushing full-time hours every week. And then a couple of them are literally, they can only work 1 or 2 days a week, which is nice sometimes because we need those people to slot in and help us with the schedule as much as possible. And this is the kind of job where we can give people that part-time work, but it's also difficult when we're trying to figure out how to schedule and how to delegate the jobs and distribute them to people on the team, right? So Kelly, you've hired somebody to help us with scheduling, with sending estimates, with communicating with employees throughout the day as issues come up. Why don't you talk a little bit about how that's helped with the last couple of weeks? How has that kind of improved the business?
Yeah, I think the main way it's really improved the business is we've got somebody this is their full-time job, is to stay on top of all the scheduling, talk to customers, respond to those leads. She answers the phone when it rings in a way that I was not able to because I have other duties. So I think having that really consistent speed to lead has been really helpful. She's wonderful and is very customer focused. So that's really nice. And then also all of the cleaners are reporting directly into her. So anytime there's an issue with the schedule or somebody calls in sick or has to take off early for the day, she's been great at figuring out how to move the schedule around, get another cleaner in that day, and just keep the business moving forward.
Yeah, that's awesome. It is really nice having someone full-time focused on that. I think for the house cleaning business especially, it's more of a full-time job than I expected. I didn't think the scheduling was going to be as difficult as it is. I didn't know that managing the number of employees and teams along with the schedule and the recurring nature of it was going to be such a puzzle, but it really is. It's like a big game of Jenga trying to build the schedule and keep employees in the right place at the right time. You've been experimenting more we have a lot of 2-person teams, right? We send out 2 people to a lot of jobs. We do some solo cleans. There are some cleaners who are comfortable doing solo cleans. Some customers are fine with or prefer a solo cleaner, but you've even run 3-person teams now, right? We started experimenting with that a little bit. Tell me why we've been doing that, how that's helped.
Yeah, so we started doing it because a hedge against people calling in that day. So it's one thing when you've got 2 people cleaning. If you go down to only 1 person cleaning, it takes a lot longer, right? So with 3 people, we can do it quite a bit faster. And then if somebody calls in sick, then we're fine for the rest of the day. We still have that 2-person team that we can go to. We did notice a pattern in the days that some of our employees were calling in. So we've really been focusing there to see if we can head off some of that as an issue.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like if somebody's calling in sick on the same day of the week or there's a repeat thing going on, maybe there's actually something going on behind the scenes. They're trying to deal with the situation. They're trying to schedule around something and it's not working out every time. So we've been trying to figure out like, how can we accommodate people? How can we move the schedule around and make this work better? And we have this whole other person on our team, full-time committed to helping us with that. It's been super, super awesome.
She's also really helping us build out our systems.
Yeah.
Because the company we took over maybe didn't operate the way that we would want it to. So having her be the person to take points on, we need to come up with this new email. She's writing that. We need to come up with an SOP for the cleanings, or a more in-depth employee handbook that can really make sure that all of our employees know exactly what their role is. And she's been really helpful at that, something I was struggling to get time to do.
Yeah. And those are all good examples of things that we've actually gotten done in the first 60 days since we bought this business. Not things we're thinking about doing, but things we've actually done. Completely rolled out a new employee handbook, new checklists for everybody, new training system tied to those checklists. And the person who's been helping us out with this is the same person who's helping with scheduling, talking to employees and customers throughout the day, setting out estimates. Really got her hands on in the company. It's been super, super awesome. I'll mention this again because I think a lot of people, they're like, I can't afford somebody like that in my business. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I'll just give you the numbers so you know. We hired in Mexico. This is a remote employee. She is in Mexico. She's not here in the US. So she works from her laptop, from her phone. She speaks both English and Spanish, which is really useful because we have employees who speak Spanish. So she can communicate with the team, the customers, everybody. And because she's in Mexico, we found her through Indeed. The pay is not the same as what if we hired somebody here in the US for the same role. Obviously, that role, depending on where you are, you would need to pay somebody a minimum like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year would be the bare minimum for a job like that in most parts of the country. You might have to pay more than that in other parts of the country, like if you live in Seattle or somewhere else. But because we're hiring offshore, we're able to get a little more for our money. And actually, we were able to find just a complete rock star. It's costing us well under $2,000 a month fully stacked here, right? Our full cost for hiring and employing and providing her all the tools that she needs to do this job, which is super, super awesome. So that's an option. And I'll say she's not AI, right? This is a real person. A lot of people right now, they're telling you use AI for everything. You can absolutely use AI. We could probably use AI for some of the tasks that she's doing, but we really believed in hiring a real person for this job. And so this is a literal person sitting there focused on helping us with the house cleaning business, helping us with growing, getting the SOPs, getting the culture in place, talking with customers, employees every day. It's been super, super awesome. So I feel like that's what's added most of the stability in the first 60 days of running this. Our revenue has been a little bit under where we wanted to be. We bought the business thinking we were going to be at about $17,000 a month in revenue when we first picked it up. And that was not where we want the business to be either. But actuality came in just under, I think, what did we do? What was it just under 14?
Yeah, it's right around 14.
For the first full 30-day period that we measured. So yeah, a little light, right? And we're still running the numbers now, but enough profit there to take care of covering the note and everything, paying payroll, no issues like that. So far, this investment's been pretty good, a little stressful, but it's in 60 days, the situation's already turned around enough that we went from kind of hair on fire, not sure what the heck we were doing. Why did we get back into this? To now feeling a little bit more comfortable with it. And again, running this whole thing remotely. Our cleaners are 2,000 miles away from us right now. Our customers are 2,000 miles away from us. Our admin is in Mexico. There's people all over the place involved in this, but at the end of the day, people's houses are getting cleaned and customers are being served. And I think once we get all the kinks worked out and get the right people in place, we'll be able to start hitting the gas a little bit, bring in some more leads. We've still not even really tapped into marketing. We started to. We turned on Google local services ads, got 2 phone calls, found out there was a 20-second delay before the calls were getting to us through Grasshopper. So we shut that off and we were transferring the phone number somewhere else, and we'll turn LSAs back on once that's finished. So I'll report back on that because I'm sure some of you want to know about LSA numbers and all that. But okay, how we doing? Peter still en route? Cool.
How do I do this? I'm back. No, I'm just driving back home for the day, so I am here now. Sorry if my audio is terrible.
No, good. You're good. You're good. So rug cleaning business, what can I help you with?
I'm curious what you've talked to about with other guys, what steps they did first. You can finance the whole project. You could wait, save up, so your monthlies aren't as bad. My van, all my stuff's paid off. I normally hate any type of debt, or I hate that weight holding over you, but I also understand with just the supply we have, if I get a full-on rug spa, I can charge more for the rugs. So that price goes up. I'm not even running ads for anything for rugs. I think we maybe have a keyword in our Google search, but we're not even targeting rugs. I'm just curious numbers, what guys are, where do I have to be as a carpet cleaner to go, okay, because I want to get rid of the carpet cleaning ideally and focus more on that.
Okay.
Unless I want to hire it out to have guys, but at least it seems like my business model, how I've set up the carpet cleaning, it's very owner operated. And I could have employees. Every other company I've talked to that has multiple employees are like, how are you charging that much? And I think it's because I'm the one showing up. I'm the one I talk to the homeowner on the phone. I show up. I'm texting the client throughout the day. They feel this higher level versus system, which the system works really well for that growth. So that's my pain point I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Just not sure if I should just jump and leap for it and go for it, which I'm down to do. I want it to be a blessing, not a curse.
This could serve, if you get the lead flow of rugs coming in and actual rugs coming out throughout the week, it can actually help you solve both problems at once. Get yourself out of the van a little bit more and create enough work to where you feel like you could hire people, because that's what I did. I had my employees do both the residential work. They go do a full day of jobs. If somebody canceled throughout the day and I didn't have someone else to fill that slot, they were back at the office cleaning rugs. If we had a lot of rugs that week, then we would carve out extra time for them to do rugs, or they'd come in on a Saturday and do rugs, or I would do the rugs, right?
Yeah.
So it just created enough extra demand that we were able to fill more people's time. I was able to have more employees and keep everybody busy. So it solved multiple problems for me. So I think the real question that you asked though was, how do you know when is the right time to invest more? When do you go all in on it? And should you just go all in from the beginning, or is there like some kind of a way to get into it, start making some money, establish that there's real demand, and then from there, then you start to scale into it and start to invest more? We have a couple examples from the last 2 years, and I'll keep them anonymous because I want to try to be, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and I also don't want to give away money's sauce either. So we had one client who came on and was really heavily invested in rugs, bought a lot of the equipment, invested in the space, did a lot of and even invested a lot in the marketing, right? Started investing in the marketing, but they did it all at once. They didn't know if they had the demand yet. They wanted to get into rugs because they knew it could make them a lot of money, but I don't think the demand had been established yet. They knew they wanted to go this direction, and they made the big investment into everything. And it didn't work out in the timeline that we needed it to. We were trying to measure it on a 90-day timeline or 120-day timeline. How quickly can we get this thing up and running? And it actually didn't ROI for them. And part of that may have been just from heavy investment up front, right? Because it's a lot of money to buy rug cleaning equipment, to lease a space. Maybe if you didn't have a space before and now you're leasing one just to do the rugs, that's a big investment. In that case, I think they didn't, as far as I know, we're no longer working with these folks, unfortunately, but I don't think they're like out of business or anything like that. I actually think they're still doing just fine, but they're focused back on a little bit of everything: carpet, tile, rugs, all of it. We have a couple other clients though that have done it differently. One company was just rugs from the beginning. They came to us, they had built it up organically. They had built out a website, they had social media, they had done the SEO, and they were getting rugs from those organic efforts. And they had been in business for a few years, and it was going really pretty well, enough that they had already leased a space. They had already built a nice looking brand and really tried to invest more in their marketing, but they hadn't done any paid marketing. They had not bought any ads or anything like that yet. So by the time they came to us, they were already established, already had everything they needed. And we were just pouring fuel on the flame that was already there. And it worked immediately for them. They started getting a ton more jobs right away because they already had pictures, videos, reviews, reputation, people leaving reviews for the last few years about their rug cleaning services. All that stuff was in place. So it was very easy for us to just add more on top of it. Another client recently has added rugs as an additional service. And when he started getting into it, it's because he had leased a space to store his trucks, his vehicles, and so that his employees could meet there. But he was mostly focused on carpet cleaning and upholstery cleaning at this point. But he had leased this space. And I think once he had the space and the lease in place, he got the idea that maybe there's a better use for this space than just storing the vans. And he went into rug cleaning after that, after he'd already had the space. And he didn't jump right into it. He did not go and buy $100,000 worth of equipment right away. I think he handmade a pit in his space, plumbed it, did all the stuff so that he could clean rugs efficiently in his space that he had, but didn't invest more than maybe a couple $1,000 in extra materials and equipment and stuff, right? Just a couple grand. And then he started just posting about rugs, sending us pictures of rugs. We started running ads for the rugs, starting establishing the demand, and it was there. He started getting calls and stuff for these rug cleaning jobs right away. And once he saw that it was there, he took on more and more of it. We increased the budget. We specifically increased the budget on rugs. We specifically went more into, let's get pictures of rugs, videos of rugs. Let's run ads just for the rugs. So we went deeper on that side. And as he filled up the schedule with rugs, and I think at one point he did 40 rugs in 30 days when we were first starting out doing this, then he took all of that profit and reinvested in, I think he had a centrifuge, I think he got a dry rack, and all of the other stuff after that. But it was after he'd already established the demand, made some money with it. And it was a kind of a sure thing at that point. So it was easier to go into debt over it because he was already making money with it.
Yeah,
So,
those are the metrics I'm asking about. And I'm sure this is maybe for a rug guy that was like, hey, this is where it sucked for a while. And this is where I was like, because obviously, like, it's all about your margins of a business. And for us, like, you can clean rugs. You don't have to kill the bank, do a good job to get a good system. I think, like, when you get to that next level where that equipment, that just mass production, that just really helps you speed up the process when the demand's there. And I would love to get to that spot, but I want to spend as little money as I can on equipment and as much on marketing or whatever. So yeah, that's what I was kind of curious. And also renting a space, what does that even cost? Because I looked it up a little bit around here. It is all over the place.
same here. It's all over the place here, but it's because you could be 2 hours outside of Seattle in a strip mall somewhere in an area with no traffic, or you could be closer into the city and your minimum rent is $4,000 a month then, like absolute minimum.
Yeah.
So it's, for me, I actually found a great space on Craigslist. It wasn't listed in all of the normal places where you'd find like an agent listing it or like somebody who works with commercial real estate. I went on Craigslist and found an owner who was renting out a space that he owned. And that's how I found a good deal. I want to say that the guy I was just talking about, he has a similar space that he found. It's like it's not a true warehouse space. I think he rents some other kind of like a space that someone rents out to him. I would look for those creative spots, but the thing is, if you're going to get into rug cleaning, you might want to modify the space more. So if you can invest in a real flex space, warehouse space, that probably would work out better for you long term. The numbers have got to be there though. So let me give you my numbers. When we were cleaning rugs, I was charging 10 years ago pricing. So we were doing $2.25 a square foot per rug. And then if you needed pet treatment, we would charge more. So a basic 8x10 rug, 80 square feet, $2.25 a square foot was $180. Too little, right? You can charge a lot more than that now. I was not charging enough back then. But even at those numbers, if you brought in 30 or 40 rugs a month, let's say you did 40 rugs a month like that other client did, that'd be over $7,000 just in rugs. If you were charging much better pricing than I was, it'd easily be over $10,000 a month in rugs. And once you get that kind of flow going in, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of demand for rug cleaning. There's constantly demand for rug cleaning. You can also go out and partner with people and you can drum up more demand. But at those numbers, it starts to become easier to think about renting a space because you can absorb a $2,000 a month lease. You can absorb a little bit of credit card debt while you finance the equipment. But those are my terrible 10 years ago numbers, right? If you were charging $325 a square foot now, which is still really low, it'd be $260 for an 8x10 rug, right? So that's $10,000 if I did 40 of them in a month. The numbers are there. And the thing is, people will send you more than one rug. Once you get a rug customer, they'll be like, let me give you, yeah, exactly. And let me give you every rug I have in my house, including the ones by the front and the back door. And let me just give you everything, right? So it starts to compound, right? I think it's worth the investment. But I would establish that there's demand there first before you go lease a commercial space. Start putting on some rug ads, taking some rug pictures, add a little budget behind that and see what happens. And then honestly, from there, you can decide what you want to do. In your case, man, you might just want to start a whole separate GBP.
Well, also, I'm maxed out on space right now. Like on my garage, we have a
Yeah.
3-car garage. I have 7 rugs there right now. I just got rid of 4 rugs today. Just picked up another 4. Though it seems like there's only 2 days of the week where rug activity seems to be really crazy. But like the other hard part is during the busier spring, summer season, I'm maxed out carpet cleaning. I get home late at night or whatever, and then I'll try to clean them, which is awesome. But I'm also running into that problem too. I'd rather be doing rugs because I can get $500 a rug. There's $500 for a whole house for half 5-bedroom, whatever, 4-bedroom house.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier to clean a rug. And the client's way more stoked about a rug than carpet. But then this rug I did today, just picking up these, I'm doing their couch for almost $400. And then they want me to do their tile, which is almost 2,000 square feet. So it's like the rugs got me those jobs, not cleaning the upholstery. Oh, you clean rugs too? Because the rug cleaning client's going to be a higher end client.
Exactly.
But the other problem we're having, like California was a lot of very nice 3rd, 4th generation, wool area rugs. We had it turned out, a funny story. We were servicing Malibu. And they showed me a certificate. These 2 rugs were over $30,000 a piece. And I'm like, beautiful, not touching them at all. But so those cleaners that take those rugs on, they're charging you $2,000-$3,000 for a rug. Like that's insane.
Absolutely.
But my other fear looking 5-10 years in the future is all of my clients, at least in the area, everyone's buying cheaper everything. They want things to look nice at a cheaper price. So that means a lot of cheap synthetic rugs. So that's my only little hiccup because I'm not charging $350 a foot for a synthetic $200 Costco rug. So that's my other alternative, but that's my only objection to the whole thing.
So you're right. You're absolutely right. That is the trend in the industry is there's more and more people who are buying these. They're almost like disposable rugs, limited time, one-time use rugs. You could use it for 3 to 7 years tops. And then depending on how badly your kids and pets treat those rugs, they're done for. There's no saving them. And when you try to clean them, they'll discolor. And those rugs actually started to come out when I was still cleaning carpets and they drove me freaking crazy. It was one of the biggest things I was dealing with at the point I sold the business. And I was getting really frustrated with it.
Yeah. Well, the traffic patterns never really, I'm not stoked.
There's people out there now that they train specifically on how to handle those types of rugs, but it doesn't fix the mindset of the customer who's, I only paid $200 for this rug, $300 for this rug. Why would I pay $400 to clean it, $500 to clean it? It doesn't make any sense to them.
Yes.
Okay. Just putting my critical thinking hat on, not the way I would solve it necessarily, but my mentor, his voice is ringing through my head right now. And he's sell what people want to buy, not what you want to sell. I always wanted to sell high-end rug cleaning services. I wanted to sell, we're going to charge more for this rug cleaning. It's worth it. Here's all the reasons. And I had customers who would say, it's not worth it on this rug. It's just not worth it. This rug was not that expensive. My mentor would say, probably give them what they want. Find a way to sell them what they're asking for. Offer them some other process, some other way that's maybe not your best method, but it's another way that you could do it. And maybe it's in-home cleaning. I don't know if you want to get into that. I wasn't big into in-home rug cleaning, especially if there were pet issues. But maybe it's a plant cleaning. Maybe it's some sort of an automated cleaning. To be honest with you, there are straight up rug cleaning, like all-in-one machines that are crazy expensive, of course. But if anyone is thinking of getting into this in the future, robots are a big thing right now. You can buy basically robotic rug cleaning equipment. I've seen it for as low as $10,000 through like Alibaba, some of the distributors out of China. They're manufacturing this stuff. If you want to talk to those people, they're on WhatsApp. You can reach out to them on WhatsApp and they'll send you pictures of equipment on the factory floor in China, stuff they're making that will clean rugs, that will clean whatever. They'll send it to you. They'll give you pricing. And you could buy something like that, install it in your shop, and you could have a way to just process rugs quickly, hands off, stick them in one side. They pop out the other side cleaned, and that machine could pay for itself just in saying yes to all those customers who are like, nah, this rug's not worth it. Give them that as an option, make that machine pay for itself. And then you got an automated way that you can churn out more and more rugs. And then you keep your higher end cleaning option for the people who have nicer rugs, ones that need more care. So that's an option. Maybe it's a little out of reach financially for some people to go finance a bunch of equipment like that, but think big about your business, right? Don't think about how to just make your paycheck this next week. Think about how to build a bigger business that could support a bunch of people and more employees and stuff like that. That's what does it. If you can get more trucks on the road, more rugs coming in the door, more equipment, cleaning stuff, it's just, you want to have multiples of that, not just one, right? Not one opportunity and then the next opportunity. You want to stack them on top of each other until you've got 4 people coming into work today. One guy's doing rugs all day. The other 3 are go out and cleaning carpet and upholstery, and one's doing commercial estimating, right? Just stack all that stuff together, right? I'm getting a little off track here from rug cleaning, but that's how I would look at it, Peter, is I would scale into it slowly. I think you have the demand there already. Start spending a little bit of ad money on it, start taking more photos and grab a couple video clips of rugs. And then once you establish that there's people who want it, we can do more. We can spend more money, or you could spin up a whole separate Google business profile and brand just for rugs. That's what some people have done. One of our clients in California, all they do is rugs. I don't think they even clean carpets anymore. They only do rugs out of their facility. So definitely an option. Hopefully on an upcoming call, we'll have more people on who are currently doing rugs. I know Spencer at Carpet Boss has some experience with this, so he'd be a good person to talk to, and some other people are doing it as well.
Yeah, there's a couple other companies. There's a guy, he's over in Washington. Man, they have a crazy rug spa. They get rugs shipped to them from all over the world. And I'm like, that's crazy. But he helps me out with some product stuff I need help with, but super cool guy. But yeah, that's the only other problem I've had. And there's another company out here that does that. They have that machine. They put rugs through. I had a client, and I don't want to talk bad about the company, but they were saying that the technician, when they showed up to the house, they described the process, and it was off-putting to the client of, yeah, we just put your rug in this machine, but this wool one we're really going to take care of. So the one thing I'll talk to them about is I won't lower my price, but I'll take things away from the process. But I always want to get the rug back. I always push on it, especially everyone out here, all the builds, they have like vinyl flooring, LVP, whatever. I'm like, a lot of those technically are waterproof, but there's little gaps in it, and they're installed terribly. And they're like, the client hates the floor anyway. But once you go over that process, I don't want to put anything wet on it. They're like, oh yeah, take it. And then you do the service fee to pick up, drop off, and it works out. And they're really happy when the rug comes dry. But those synthetic rugs are, I just don't want to get all into this and then be like, the older generation with the nice, really expensive wool rugs, those are getting more and more rare. That was probably a hiccup. But like what you're saying, if I can come up with a system to really nail those cheaper rugs, but do a great job, I can do this machine for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Anything else we want to talk about today? We got a little bit of time left. I love talking about rugs, but if there's anything else I can help with, I'm happy to help with that too.
Sorry, my Google, was that fixed? I saw an email in, but I've been out in the field.
Yep, we got it unsuspended. Unfortunately, the map pin is still wrong.
We've tried to fix it again, and Google is still rejecting the map pin location change. So for our next trick, what, Kelly?
We'd like to try taking the location off, so making it to a service area business. You won't get the map pin placement, but frankly, you're not getting that right now with how Google is treating you. So we'd like to try that, and then we can always try to bring it back again and see if that fixes it.
And we should be able to see the difference in your Google Business Profile analytics. We can tell in there right now that your profile is getting some traffic, but it's not the right traffic. It's clearly not people who are in your local area searching for, it seems a little too generic and broad, and there's not enough location terms in there for me to believe that Google's sending the right people to you. So if we make this change, what we're looking for is to see that Google has actually started sending you the right kind of traffic and search terms that we start seeing inside of your Google Business Profile analytics. After that, we could try putting the address back on the profile and see if it resets the map pin location when we do that. But there's a chance it won't. There's also a chance Google will suspend it and we'll have to reinstate it again, but we've done it before. The big issue is Google is just refusing any kind of edits, suggestions, even edits from the owner manager on this map pin. And I don't really understand why it's not accepting any of it. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. And at this point, we've tried to make the change several times, and I'm afraid Google's going to just auto block changes on it.
And so it's not a person you can talk to about this, like a direct person that's can kind of go around all this.
So Kelly, we've already been through the support channels and been through the Diamond product member who's suggested that we fix it through whatever she suggested didn't work, right?
It's exactly what Google tells you not to do. So that's why we didn't pursue that one.
Make a new profile. Yeah. Yeah, no, there's not a direct, we can't call in. There's not anything like that for Google Business Profile support.
Okay. Man, I'm really getting forced to the rug spa. Man, dang.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for trying. Yeah, keep me updated. Yeah, I'll see. I do have that buddy. They do marketing for corporate people, but he's a good guy that goes to my church. I'm wondering, they have companies that do over $1 million a month just for advertising. So I wonder if they might have somebody that, hey, dude, do you have someone I could talk to that could help? I'll let you guys know if they have anyone. Because I would love to get this fixed. I do not want to lose the reviews. Risk happening and see if I get something like that.
Feel free. I'll be honest with you. I don't just work with carpet cleaners. We have clients that spend a lot more money on Google Ads too. We have access to some of their highest level product teams. They're just not helpful with these types of issues. They're sometimes helpful if you're spending money on Google Ads, but even then, they're not super helpful.
Yeah.
On Google's free platform, and I'll reiterate that one, Google's free platform, Google Business Profile, Google Maps, they don't provide any real support because they don't make any money from it. It's really frustrating, but that's what it comes down to for them is Google. This is a free thing they put out there and they're like, use it by our terms. If you run into issues, here's some FAQs, here's a support ticket. But most of the folks that we can actually get in contact with Google on the agency side are just unhelpful for this kind of stuff. But if your friends got a better contact than we do, let me know. They're just, for us, they're a brick wall on these types of issues.
Okay. Yeah. Anything I can do to help. I just want to get fixed. Especially during the summertime. Completely. That's why this happened in wintertime. We're like, yeah, try it, whatever, who cares? But especially with the supply, the summer rush right now, I want to optimize that.
Okay. All right. Anything else we want to get into today before we wrap up?
All good here.
Okay. We'll send you a follow-up on that. We're actively working on it right now, Peter. So
cool.
I'm glad you're here. Maybe we could give you a live update, but yeah, the team's working on it and they'll get back to you with more info.
Cool. I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Yeah. All right. Good luck with those rugs. Stay busy. Talk to you next week.
All right. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
See ya.